All right, neighbors. So tonight is a late night getting home. It's 10:45. Part of that has to do with the fact that I did a little shopping after work. Kroger Fridays are 4 times the fuel points, so if I need to grab things like the things that are on sale this week are cheese. What did I get? Cheese, raspberries, lunch meat. No, not my favorite thing to buy. But I know that we are going fishing either tomorrow or the next day, and so I wanted to get some for sandwiches. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I got a free package of breakfast sausage, stuff like that. Those things are on sale, so I'd like to grab them on Friday. I get the 4 times the fuel points and the 2 times the fuel points for my Boost membership, because employees got a free Boost membership this year. It doesn't really do a lot for us in the respects of our store doesn't do delivery. So otherwise you would get free delivery, but since our store doesn't do delivery, the only thing that we get on ours is you get 2 times the points. So there, today was actually a fairly chill, uneventful day. Our boxes of sacks didn't come in, so of course we're kind of running low on sacks. Self-checkout I use a ton, and I like to keep all of the racks full. I have 2 kiosks, whatever you want to call them, that their racks are empty because I had to pull them for the other ones. And sometimes we shut down the side ones to kind of funnel people to the middle, as long as it's not busy, so that we can keep an eye on stuff. What happened today? I still have one child who continues to kind of get lost and floats very slow and just floats through life. And I'm like, dude, I got a customer waiting. I need this. Well, didn't you say I should go do this other thing? Nope, not right now. You need to now switch tasks. Go do this. Do it quickly. Come back quickly. I told him twice what I needed. I needed a 6-pack. I need 2. Alright, sorry, I needed 4 6-packs. He brought me 6 6-packs. At least he brought more rather than less. So, not complaining. Had to go out and finish getting the carts all in. And then I went over and helped bag a little bit. The night cashier had to bag his own stuff a little bit as well. It's kind of what you do at night while they're cleaning up, doing the rest of the chores. The whole front end's a mess. He forgot to lock the ice chest that's outside that they're trying to move down to Foo Land. I'll tell you what, that place could really work like a dream. It really could have better processes. So today, I feel like every time we come in, there's a new rule. Oh, we've decided we can't do this today. And most of it is just stupidity. It has to do with Kroger being a big corporate store, and I understand that bigger stores have different rules. They have different ways that they have to govern. And so a lot of times they have to make blanket rules of, well, all the stores now have to do it this way because one store messed up. Well, okay, so make that store do it different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's annoying. So we have a set of keys that goes to self-checkout kiosks. For whatever reason, number 6 has its own key, but the first 5 all share a key. So it is typically locked in the accounting room, and then when things get stuck, so today some money got stuck in the outflow. When the money gets stuck coming out of the machine, typically the self-checkout person goes and asks one of the floor supes or the front-end managers. Since I've done that job, I go get the key, I go into the accounting room, grab the set of keys, I come out, I unlock the machine, I clear the jam. Then, put all the machine back together, lock the machine back up, and put the key back. Now, sometimes, especially if it's very busy and I cannot immediately leave the area, I'll stick the key in my pocket, and it's in my apron pocket, so it stays on the grounds at all time. But in my apron pocket, I always check my pockets before I'm done. And the floor soup, also one of their jobs before they close out in the evening, is to check that there's 2 different keys. There's one to this lottery vending machine thing. So the person who closes the service desk also checks to make sure those 2 sets of keys are hanging in there. So when I went yesterday to check, I was like, where are my self-checkout keys? Because they're not hanging up. I closed the desk yesterday. They were not hanging up. The new assistant, she's like, oh, we had to put them in here. I'm like, what on earth? So come in today, I had to clear a jam. I did it, I cleared it, and then the front end manager said, oh, by the way, we're not allowed to do that anymore. And by we're not, meaning the front end manager, the front end assistant manager, or the accounting girl. And she's almost never there when we're there. She works, or never there when I'm there. She works at like 4:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. She works the morning shifts because she's got to get all of last night's stuff done, and then all the registers like reset for the day. I think that would be a horrific schedule. But anyway, she does that. So only one of those 3 people, maybe a manager could do it, but the self-checkout person is not allowed, and floor supervisors are not allowed to. What the? Hey, get on your own half of the road, please. Thank you. Good gracious. They were driving on my half of the road. It happens a lot in this town. So from what I understand, the sheriff is an elected position, and he has told his deputies that he wants to be basically popular, so he's always voted in. So they rarely pull over people for speeding. It's 30 miles an hour through this town, and they drive at least 40, if not more, all the time. I don't. I just don't get it. The other day, a police officer was turning, and this was a city officer, was turning. We were at a stoplight in town, and the turn that they were at, I know, it's funny because I don't even hardly drive that road, but I know it to be a do not turn right on red, no turn right on red light. So the officer turned right on red. He did not use a blinker light, and he turned into the incorrect lane. I'm like, that's 3 moving violations in about 15 feet there. Kind of makes you wonder why people are losing respect for some of the officers and stuff in town. I think this conversation just took a big old turn here, but it's truth. I mean, I'm not going to respect you are supposed to be enforcing the rules and the laws. I mean, you can pull me over and give me a ticket for any of those 3. It doesn't make sense. It's just like at work. The one kid from last night that I was so irritated at, and it gets my wrath a lot because he's lazy. He stood there, and the new front end assistant manager said, we've got a checklist. Love checklists. Said do the checklist. He didn't do the checklist, and he left 5 minutes early, and he didn't put his till away, and he doesn't care. And so it's not. So anyway, he said to the assistant, the front end assistant, he's like, well, Kroger's a big company, and they make millions, and it doesn't matter if I stand around on my phone because they don't ever notice. And they're not going to pay me extra to do extra, so I'm not doing extra. And she said, it's not extra. This is your job. Your job is to put your till away when you're done with it. Your job is to keep the register clean. Your job is to empty the debris trays that we have so that it keeps everything cleanly. And he just stands there and refuses. So, yeah, I think it's going to get kind of ugly. store said to me tonight, he's like, "It's your last night?" He said, "Well, I really appreciate all you do for the store." And he said, "If I could clone anybody," he said, "I'd be cloning you." And I had to remind him that we all watched the movie Multiplicity. That's what it's called. Yeah, it didn't end well. Multiplicity proves that making copies of yourself is not a good idea. And yes, we all often wish that we had extras of ourselves, especially mothers. I got to hold a munchkin for a little bit today. It was sweet. A woman came in and she had a baby, and she had a bag, and then she was trying to carry some milk, and she was just having a hard time. I said, "Do you want my help?" She said, "Oh yes, please." And so I got to hold the little girl, and I said, "I'll stand right here next to you. I won't move, I promise." And she kind of looked at me like she wasn't quite sure what was going on, but we stayed right next to Mama, and she kept saying she was sorry. I said, "No, I got to hold babes. Like, we're good." Little perks of my job. Got to train a new girl today. She's very sweet. She will do well, but she is very quiet. So it'll just be a change. People know me at the customer service desk. They know me at self-checkout, and I am not the quiet one. So that'll be interesting, but it'll be fine. I think anything else happened? Not really. At the very end of the night, we had a woman, of course, open the front doors because I had them shut. You can't have them locked, but we have them turned off so that they don't automatically open. And so for most people, they go walk up and they realize that the doors are off, the doors don't open, and so they turn around and walk away. But no, she opened the doors, walked in, and it had to be 9:58. It was after 9:55 because that's when I closed the doors, and then unfortunately made my the checker, who is supposed to be gone at 10 o'clock because he's a minor. I should have gone over there and finished for him. I think it was just a couple minutes after, which probably isn't the end of the world. But again, corporations and minors kind of get treated like royalty, because go union. And so they have to take breaks that are at least 16 or 17 minutes long, because if they clock in and out, if their break is, it's supposed to be 15 minutes. If they take 1 minute under, so they clock in for 14 minutes, oh boy howdy. I think that our store gets fined $3,000 per offense. It's kind of stupid. It's another one of those blanket rules about the self-checkout keys. And I asked them, I said, "So is this an our store rule?" And she said, "Nope, it's a whole district rule." So I thought, well, great. We're getting punished because some idiot in the district couldn't put their crap back. They found it. So that's all I know for today. Hopefully we're going to go. Picked up a new kayak today, and hopefully we're going to go fishing tomorrow. So happy Mother's Day to everyone.